What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the MarbleCast. We got a great show for you today. One of our longest members here, Jan Glikman, is on the show. He's awesome. If you've ever met Jan, he's one of the nicest guys in the world. He's brought his whole family into the gym. So they've been here for almost 6 years. We're about a couple weeks away from their 6-year anniversary. So happy anniversary, guys. Got to know Jan a little bit more in this episode, so we hope you enjoy it. Let's check it out. All right, Jan, what's up, man? How you doing?
Good.
Yeah.
Excited. This is like I don't know, maybe a month in the making.
Yeah, I know. Really, the years. I should have had you on like when we first started, but I was, I had to practice first.
Right. Well, you're getting better, and
thank you. I appreciate that. I don't know what I'm getting, if I'm getting better, but I'm trying. That's for sure. It's unfortunately, I've been traveling a lot, and so. And work has been getting in the way of doing fun things like this. So. When's your next trip?
I'm going in another week and a half, and then going again in September, middle of September. So it seems to be like on a monthly basis right now. So
work is always getting in the way of our relationship, and I don't like it.
Otherwise, I'd be there far more often than I already am. So
I know. Yeah, you're here. So I think you hold the attendance record for like the past 5 years that you've been here. 6 years.
Yeah, I'm meticulous at following rules, like logging in and saying when I'm going to be there, and I take care of the family too. So
yes, your whole entire family here is, for everybody who's listening. If you're not part of our gym, the entire Glikman crew is with us, and we love having it as a family establishment here.
Yeah, minus one, but yeah.
3 out of 4 ain't bad.
Yeah.
All right, Jan, let's get into it. What brought you into Marble Strength in the first place?
Let's see. Well, what got me in here was really a friend recommendation. I guess, what was it, 2016? No, it couldn't be 2017.
It was September 12th, 2017.
Perfect. Thank you. And we were having a dinner outing with a couple of friends, and you may remember the Germans. And so the Germans were the ones that introduced both Sarah and I, right, to what you guys were doing there at the gym, and I got hooked. Certainly gave it a try, and because historically, it's been said many times, CrossFit had this, I guess, stigma out there. You kind of had to be afraid of doing CrossFit. You could get hurt, people vomit, God knows what happens. And, I'm one to try different things. I've been kind of in the exercise game, trying to, lose weight and stay fit and so on for years. And so I was kind of getting bored with running, and gave it a try. So.
What was that first day like? Because I know it was a little chaotic that night. If I remember correctly, we were supposed to take you and everybody else that came in that day on the side, but we made you go onto the other side with
Yeah. I just know that I was trying to follow along with the movements and whatnot, and as it is, my body just doesn't want to do what my brain thinks it should do. But yeah, I try to follow along. I just know that I think I was pretty darn exhausted, and what the Germans ultimately said is, for that hour while you're there, all you're thinking about is, kind of surviving, and in a sense of, getting a great workout in. And so you're not thinking about the outside world, and it's true, for the hour that I'm there, granted I'm there at 6 a.m., the world really hasn't gotten going yet, but that's all I think about. Yeah.
And the early days of our CrossFit Dark Athletics days, it would be like just me and you at 6 a.m. sometimes. And now you have a whole crew. We got a whole dedicated 6 a.m. Sometimes we got like 13, 14 people in that.
Yeah, it gets quite busy, and it's good. I like it. We got a good crew at that time of the morning. Now since you started at 5 a.m., we lost, on occasion a couple of people, but you gained a couple, right? Obviously that are, I guess, can only go at that early. But
I know those nutty people that like to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and get to the gym at 5.
If I had to commute every day, I'd be there at 5. But luckily, I get to work from home. So
yeah. You still talk to the Germans?
Yes.
Does that hang out?
Yeah. We hang out from time to time. Kind of the kid connection, right? Our girls were in high school together, and they still good friends, and so we kind of kept that high school group together, and we go out from time to time, and yeah, it's
I
good.
haven't seen them in a while or talked to them in a while. Evan did a couple of photo shoots here, so I'd have to reach out and say, hey.
Yeah. They're doing well.
Good. Awesome. What's been one of your favorite moments here at Marble Strength over the years?
Favorite moments. I mean, beyond the going there and sweating my butt off, is really just the social collaboration with folks, right? You get to see the same faces. You become friendly with folks, and just the various either outside stuff that we do, like from the parties to whatever. I mean, those are the kind of highlights. Beyond the working out, it's the programming keeps changing, and keeps I think everyone on their toes, and certainly me. And but again, I think I definitely love the social camaraderie that you get out of the people that attend.
Yeah, you guys are. Yeah, it's fun to watch you guys group up in the morning. Like the gym at 6 a.m. is completely different at 6 p.m.
Yeah, we're pretty. I think we're more hardcore. We socialize in the beginning.
Yeah,
and then everybody shuts their mouth and just gets to work.
Yeah. So yeah, Sarah would be like, at 6 a.m. they don't talk. Or
Yeah.
even my wife Erin, she's like, I went 6 a.m. once and nobody talks to anybody.
Yeah,
it's like they haven't woken up yet.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You need to.
Some of them haven't had coffee yet.
Yeah, no, I although I will say I look forward to when I get home, getting that coffee in, just to, and I'm always starving after.
Yeah.
I need to get my breakfast in.
What do you think has been your favorite movements in the gym?
I mean, the favorite movements are well, I mean, for me, because of my inability to do a lot of good Olympic lifting, I definitely, prefer the powerlifting movements, like the bench press and, squats and things like that. And, I certainly have a proficiency for cardio related things. So I don't mind the rows and the running and box jumps and things of that nature. But, for me, I certainly gravitate to those things.
Yeah, if there's rowing or a bike in the workout, we know you're getting off that thing first.
I guess I try to. That's like, it's like, as if people don't know, I'm in a good way. I'm pretty competitive, and so I try to kind of keep up with the younger folks in the gym, and I'm just fighting, but it's getting up there. So.
Yeah, I think I saw your 1,000-meter row split time was maybe I don't know, you were pulling a 140 the entire way.
Yeah, if I'm fresh, I could go, I could go at that pace. Yeah.
That's impressive. I can maybe hold that for about 20 seconds and then I'm done. What's your best 1,000-meter time?
Oh, geez. I don't remember. It's
definitely in the three
yeah,
something.
I think it was 3:33, maybe 3:33. I think.
Yeah.
I think I've tried to hit 3:30 or below, but yeah, it's around there. Yeah, it requires like a minute 40-ish pace. But yeah, I mean, the 500 splits I can do obviously far better, and then I just get tired. That 250 is pain.
But once you do that, that's like the entire day for me. Like I'm completely spent after doing just one. If I'm gonna go all out, I'm done.
Yeah, no, I don't usually go. I mean, like if we do 1,000-meter row, I'm probably doing like 340, 345. I still try to push it, but not to exhaustion.
Yeah, so. That's the thing. Like I really like programming that stuff, but that can't be an entire hour, right? Because if we just did that 1,000 meters, then everybody'd be like, all right, what's next? And
yeah.
But for me, and maybe you put 100% effort into that 1,000 meters, you need a good 15-minute break before you do anything else.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, you have to kind of break it, and you do break it up. Like, what was today? 400-meter rows. So
Today, active recovery, 400-meter row with some dumbbell clean and presses. You choose the weight, nice and easy. And then box jumps, and then a casual run. Shouldn't have taken more than like 24 minutes, something like that.
yeah, I think most people are. I think from this morning anyway, we're under that.
Yeah, it was just about moving today. Tomorrow we got a lot of running, so that'll be fun.
That's true. Yeah.
Tomorrow we got a lot of running, some dumbbell snatches. What do you think about me putting the workouts out at the beginning of the week?
I like it. Yeah, this is like what second weekend that you start doing that. You're not actually. I mean, so you're obviously providing, I think, the RX, right?
Yeah.
Portion of it. But yeah, it's good. You can kind of get a sense of what's coming. So because it used to be at 8 p.m. it was like, all right, I need to see what the workout is tomorrow. So it was kind of like, getting a present every night of what's tomorrow. But, now we have the whole week. I like it. I like it. Just get a sense of, and I don't know, at least for me, it wouldn't matter. I mean, I go regardless of what you put out there. I mean, if we did snatches every day, I'd probably hate it, but I'd do it.
That's why. Well, I mean, that's why I kind of like stray away from snatches for you guys, only because I'd say like 80% of people just don't care about that. And we have a fully dedicated weightlifting program. So like, I see no need to put snatches in the workout as regularly as I used to when we have a fully dedicated program that if you wanted to work on snatches at 6 a.m., you could just go do that on the weightlifting side.
Yeah.
And
I mean, and for me, I mean, I think probably for many people, I think it works. But, I'm there not to build my Olympic lifting, ability. I'm probably, if that was all you did, I'd be in the wrong gym because my body just doesn't want to move that way. But for conditioning and just general strength training, it's perfect, right? At the end of the day, you want to move weight and you want to get your heart rate up. And so you deliver. So
yeah, I mean, that's where my mind has been going, right? Try to be as more general with the fitness program while providing like a little bit more complex stuff. Like, so the way I explain the difference between the strength and the fit program is the strength is a little bit more high skill and the fit program is low skill fitness. So it's just different strategies to tackle the same thing, which most people come in here, they just want to lose weight and build strength. And both programs provide that, but one's a little bit higher skill, the other one's a little bit lower skill.
Yeah.
But they're both hard workouts. The Marble Fit workouts are hard.
Oh yeah. I mean, I haven't done it this summer, but last summer I'd add 1 day a week when I would stay for Marble Fit and do basically a 2-hour workout. Yeah, I mean, you get a great workout in. You just get, I stopped doing that because you get super tired.
Yeah. So, oh my God, it's horrible. Yeah. They were on a 250 row plan for the past 4 weeks, a max burpee test, max strict press, and there was a quarter-mile run. Like they're real short sprint stuff in the last 4 weeks for them, and they got some cool results. Like some people improved very slightly on the burpees because there's only so much you can really put out in a 1 minute burpee test. The quarter-mile run was pretty good. Handful of people hit some PRs there, and then strict press went really well today, and then there's nothing tomorrow. But yeah, I try to put little mini cycles in each program so that we're still always building up to something.
Right, and it's always good to know where you started and where you ended up, right? To be able to gauge, has it helped? So
yeah. So I want you to tell me a little bit of a story of Jan, right? Because you've been working out for a while. You were a lot heavier. Not before you got here. You kind of had lost most of the weight before you got here. But you went from how much to how much and in how long a time?
So my story goes back, so for those that don't know, I'm 53. I just turned that, a couple of weeks ago. And my journey started at 31. My story is, I come from an immigrant family, and it was ingrained in me at a very early age that the only thing that matters is education and getting a good job so you can, pay for stuff, right? Physical fitness was never part of the family culture. And, so I pretty much went to school and ate what I wanted. And, I'm sure I remember stories of just how much I used to eat, when I was younger, growing up and so on. But anyway, 31, I had 2 young kids. I have some cardiovascular disease, if you will, in my family, like high blood pressure and, things like that from my father's side of the family. And, so I got up to, I think it was about 285 pounds back when I was 31. And, something went off in my head to say, if I continue down this journey, I'm not going to be, around, potentially, long, just because of, ultimately poor health. I think I hit size 40 or 42, in my pants. And so it was just, I just really wanted to be ultimately alive. Right. So I said, all right, I got to change things up. So, bottom line is I'm pretty good. Like once I set a goal for myself and it's in my head, like watch out. I'm like a juggernaut and with really a lot of things in life. So but I'm trying to recall, I think I started on the program was like, I think Body for Life. I think there was like, you had like you did like 6 meals a day, small meals, like fist size protein or sorry, the palm size protein. Carbs was the size of your fist, that sort of thing. But I really went in the first, I guess 8 weeks or so. I went like really low calorie, and I went crazy on working out. I think I worked out daily for like 2 hours. And it's, at that weight, I remember we used to commute to work, back in the day. And I was losing probably, I think in the first week, I think I lost 7 or 12 pounds, or I mean, it was something like ridiculous. I was probably all water weight. But I know in the first 2 weeks, I lost quite a bit, and people were concerned at work because they saw the change. I think I lost like 20 pounds in like 2 weeks or something like that, because I was eating like 1,200 calories and probably burning that off in the first hour of working out. And so I was at a massive
deficit. Yeah.
Massive deficit. And anyway, I lost a lot of weight. I ultimately lost 65 pounds. So I kind of dropped down, like in that 12-week program. I think I went down to 220. And ever since I got there, I mean, I certainly kind of stopped that. And over the years, I've just been, trying to be at or below 200. I'm probably around that nowadays. The lowest I ever got, with macro dieting, very consistently, I think was a year or so ago. I think I hit 188. I was like pretty darn lean for everybody told me, like, you're getting too thin and whatnot. But anyway, I mean, yeah, but really my story is, food is the problem. If I could work out 2 hours a day, to maintain the weight, I would. But the problem is, not even during the week, like, as I travel, it's just being social is a big culprit of mine for, either, making poor choices about food or drinking or whatever it is. It's just empty calories that end up being. But so I'm trying to find, currently I'm just trying to find the right solution of not being ultra like on a diet and not being off the wagon as well, and just being able to not have to weigh my food, constantly, like with macro dieting. Like I've done it long enough where I can approximate, visually of, what's the right amount of food to eat. And, but it fluctuates. That's the hardest part is nailing food down for me. So.
Yeah. What are you still weighing food?
I don't currently, but
okay.
But right now my number one measure is my waist, right? So right now I wear size 32, pants, jeans, whatever it is, and that's like my high watermark. If that stuff, if my waist starts to feel like it's getting snug, that's it. I gotta, get into like, 8-12 week program of just, being under high scrutiny of what I eat. So,
I mean, you've been doing an awesome job. I mean, just keeping a balanced diet, protein, vegetables, and rice.
Yeah, and that's really what I do. And during the week, it's easy to do, thanks to Sarah and her
Yeah,
cooking.
no, Sarah's great.
Yeah. But the weekends is where I, obviously I stray and I try to be a more normal, social person of, not being as strict with food and drinking and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just,
Well, no, listen.
Find that happy medium, right?
Yeah.
I'm not doing this, professionally, right? Just be healthy and be able to, as I continue to age, be able to, get up from a chair and, and lift and not get winded when, even my mom says, one time Sarah and I were walking outside and I'm talking to my mom on the phone and she's like, what are you doing? I'm like, we're walking. And she's like, and you're talking to me? I'm like, yeah. And she says, well, you don't sound like you're out of breath. I'm like, well, I'm not. But her point is that when she can't do that. She can't do that. She can't do both. Walk and talk on the phone is a struggle for her because she gets winded. So
that's crazy. I didn't never even think of that, and then nobody's ever brought that up. That's crazy. Yeah, that's such an interesting thing. My mom probably can't do that either.
Yeah. So I didn't even think about it as well. And she was, no, I'm not winded, So anyway, I as I continue to age, right. I mean, I do what I do to stay away from pills and whatever else that, modern medicine can provide, right. To kind of keep people alive and health, quote unquote healthy. But as long as I can take it, stay away.
I think the number one goal that everybody should have is that anytime they enter the doctor's office, the best thing a doctor could ever say to you is, I can't make any money on you. And just, okay, bye. That's the best thing. Best news ever. Yep. Great. Cool. I'm leaving. I'll see you in another year.
Yeah.
So that's like how I like to think about it. I haven't been a doctor in like 5 years. I probably should go, but
you never know what's cooking inside. So
I know if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'm on like Pandora's box or what is it? Pavlov's dog, Schrodinger's cat, one of those things. If I'm not opening the box.
Yeah. That's true. That's Sarah's motto, right?
Yeah.
She tries to stay away from doctors because, all they're going to try to find is something wrong with you.
Yeah. And I'm not. Yeah. So as long as they keep telling me that they can't make any money on me, then I'm happy. Yeah. But you're kind of like a self-starter. Like you saw a problem, you found a little bit of information on it, you researched a little bit, and you committed to solving that problem on your own. What do you think is going to be the most helpful for people who just can't do that? Like aren't self-motivated, aren't like able to research something and commit to a problem, a solution?
I think number one is, reach out for help, right? In other words, if you can't do it yourself, I think going to, let's say, Marble, right, is a great place to go. I think partnering up with other people that can help socially, right? Because at the end of the day, right, you're in the gym for whatever, the hour, but you're outside of it for 23 hours of the day, right? And so, having a whether it's a spouse, a child, a friend, that you can get some motivation from, because I think the biggest struggle, again, my view is that people don't do what we do because they think it's too hard, right? They don't want to breathe heavy, right? Or they don't want to feel the soreness, initially, because, the things we do are painful, right? But you have to embrace the pain, right? At least in the, when you get started, to be able to see the benefits, right? And, whether it's, being in the gym or just embrace watching what you're eating and make, better choices. And you need support for that. I mean, my support, again, beyond the fact, I'm a self-starter, is, the fact that, my wife, my daughter, and even though my son doesn't, do this, but ultimately gets out and goes to the gym. These are all kind of supportive. Like, we all support one another, to continue down this path of, just eating well. And because if somebody else around you is eating cookies all day, temptation is way too strong. You have to have a really strong willpower to refrain from it. So
you got to surround yourself with the right people for sure.
Yeah,
it
helps. That's it, right? Which is why the social aspect of the gym is so vital and critical. So it definitely helps. So you even during the hour that you're there, right? You're trying to, whatever motivation you can get out of your peers there is, helps me. But
but then you look forward to it every day. It doesn't become a chore. Now it's part of your routine. So like something I was talking about is that, like, when you're in school, your part of your daily routine or weekly routine is you have gym class. So for 40 minutes a day, you're doing some sort of exercise. Whatever it is in school, it's really just there to build a habit, right? Some people, I'm assuming you're one of them, like me, loved that part of the day. That was the best part of the day. I didn't want to read books. I didn't want to do math. I wanted to go play basketball and run around like an animal.
Yeah.
That was fun. So I looked forward to gym class. And then when you don't have school anymore, or it's not part of your day or not required, if you're not already geared up for that, it's really hard to get it back into your routine. Yeah. Right. So I think the schools, I mean, this is when I was a kid. I don't know what the hell they're doing now. I guess I'll find out in a few years when my kids get a little older. But they do provide basic stuff that we all need, routine, exercise 3 times a week. I think that's kind of what gym was back in elementary school, junior high. And then it's up to us to continue that, right? So if you don't continue that, then you start getting lazy, you start getting into these bad habits, and then you become whatever you become, and then you have a big problem. And it's hard.
I mean, the way I certainly don't know, but I know that from the perspective that, what do they say? I think it takes 3 weeks of doing something repetitively to develop a habit. And so just, coming to the gym 3 weeks straight gets you into that routine. And then when you don't go, you feel awkward. Like, if I don't do something in the morning, it's like, I mean, the analogy I give my family, who are always awe that I do what I do, is, I said, can you imagine waking up in the morning and not brushing your teeth?
Right.
Hopefully most people brush their teeth every day, right? And so I look at it the same way. I mean, going to the gym and sweating and like moving some weight, to me, is literally the equivalent of, if I didn't do that, it's like I didn't brush my teeth. I don't feel right. Something's off. And I've gotten to that point where and people who don't do that need to get there, right? They need to get repetition so that it's habit.
Yeah, you have to develop that habit, and you have to sort of fall in love with the routine of it. And it's hard to get somebody who really just doesn't love it, and it hasn't done it in years, to help them understand that. And I think once they get in the door and they start doing it for a little bit, they get it. But a lot of times I'll meet new people, and they're like, even if they commit to a month or 2 here, they're still like 1 foot in, 1 foot out the door, because they're not sure. Like, most people hate making a complete decision. Like, no, this isn't going to be for me. They just want to test the waters and not really jump in. When you jump in, you get the most out of it. Like, you get all the benefits, you get everything you need from it, and then you get all the results. But you have to jump in, because if you just dip your foot in the water, you're not going to get wet.
Yeah, the thing is, people need to make a internal personal decision that they want to change something about. In other words, the reason people are coming in, right? Either they're trying to they're trying to solve some problem, and unless they're committed in their mind, it's challenging, because you'll find every excuse not to do it. I mean, I try to push it, regardless of coming, to Marble or anywhere else. I'm a big advocate of, get up and move.
Yeah, do something.
Do something.
Yeah, lift some weights. Do just run around. Be a kid again. You have to.
Yeah, just start somewhere, right? And you can develop like different things. what I didn't mention, earlier, I kind of into it. I went to a regular box gym, but I also did a lot of running, in parallel, right? Mostly around kind of developing my cardiovascular system, right? Just because of the cardiovascular disease, in the family. So I was trying to make my heart as strong as possible. And so that's where, that's a key thing. Kind of get involved in running, just do something.
Yeah. And most people, like, listen, we all hate moving around. We don't really want to run around and get tired. But immediately after we're done, it's probably the best feeling in the world.
Yep. And you get a high from it. I mean, it's not high, but you feel great. You feel great.
Yeah. And you start laughing about this stupid workout that you just did with everybody in the room that just did it with you. Yeah. And it's like, it's fun.
Yeah. It's good.
Then it becomes more habit.
And listen, human beings, I think, like to, especially when, in good times or in bad, in this case, bad because I just worked out and, I'm out of breath, we like to commiserate. And
yeah, absolutely.
So, kind of sharing, your experience with someone else and understands what you just went through,
I remember the other day, I think it was a couple weeks ago, I was talking about this with Fred and Jay, and we were talking about after the bench workout was 21:59 of pull-ups and dumbbell cleans, hang dumbbell cleans. And I was telling Fred, I was like, yo, I did the easiest version of that workout and I could not straighten my arm for 4 days after it. I did ring rows and light dumbbell cleans. I could not straighten my arm for 4 days. It was ridiculous.
I feel you because the same thing happened to me, and it was terrible.
And it wasn't even like a hard workout. It was just a hard workout, though.
Yeah, I think there was. I think doing both movements, you're just using, I guess, your biceps. Which I didn't even realize.
Yeah. So. Oh my God, it was horrible. And it was like I think I worked out for 3 minutes. That was it. It was absolutely terrible. And sometimes I think like I'm looking at the workouts, and I know you guys are too, and you're like, that one doesn't look so bad. Like this, whatever, no big deal. Yeah. 4 days, I did the lightest version of that workout. I was wrecked.
You were sore as hell because
it was terrible. So sometimes the lightest ones look the worst. They look the easiest ones, but they are the most terrible.
It happens from time to time. It's
What did you think of the workout the other day with the burpees and the front squats and double unders?
I mean, I think it was fine. I mean, for me, I'm just still quite a QB with double unders, so I'm finally able to string them together. But I still mess up, and I get completely winded from doing them. So I need to take breaks in between. But I didn't get really enough because again, my double unders slowed me down. But it was cool.
That burpees.
But again, right? Even then, it wasn't 60 burpees we had to do was the buy-in. Yeah, you get winded from doing 60.
I started laughing at Jeff because I did the burpees in under 3 minutes, and but he still beat me because I stopped so many times. I didn't. He kept moving. Like I watched him do it, and then I knew I sandbagged because I just wanted to do the burpees anyway. I didn't really care about the rest of the workout.
Yeah,
but I finished them in under 3 minutes, like 2:59, not like crazy, but which is that buried me. So I didn't pace it at all.
Yeah, I think if I'm mistaken, I remember what I did. It took me 6 minutes to do the 60 because I was, I went a little fast and and then I just slowed down. I just get winded. Burpees, I'm not a fan.
Yeah, I think it took because it was a 10-minute workout, right? Yeah. So it took Jeff almost four minutes, I think, to complete the burpees. So he did a little bit slower than I did. And then he beat me with just the extra double unders at the end. But I stopped so many times. I stopped for a good 20 seconds during the burpees. I stopped for a good full minute before I even started doing jump rope. It was fun. But I like that. Like Jeff pushes it a little bit. And every once in a while, I want to throw my hat in there just to see how I'll do.
I know he's definitely. I mean, I watched the MarbleCast with him, but he sets the stage right for what to try to aspire to. As far as lung capacity, strength capacity, whatever it is. So
yeah, he's been doing pretty good. You guys are all doing pretty good. I love it. What's your goals for the next like 3 months, Jan? Especially since the Marble Mayhem holiday wars are coming up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as far as just weight control is certainly, very much there. I'm to what I mentioned earlier, right? I'm kind of on that brink of where I'm about to make them. I think once my travel kind of dies down, and once I think I get into the fall, I'll probably go on a on a more controlled, diet. So from that perspective, that's what I have to look forward to. The summer has been a little bit too over the top. But as far as like, the gym goes, I'd love to be able to do, number one, just get better at double unders. And, as far as like the powerlifting movements, I just don't do enough of, I think I ultimately over the years, I think I got a little weaker, like even in the bench press. I think I used to be able to do more, but we just don't do it enough. And also like back squats, I definitely want to be able to just break through my old PR of just over, like, what is it, 305, 315, whatever it is. I just haven't been able to, to break through it. I'm doing better, with like more reps, but we haven't done a 1 rep max, I think, in a while. I mean, certainly I did that during the last Iron Classic. But
that's last time we tested it. Oh, well, we tested it right before this cycle.
Yeah, I think
now we're going to test it at.
We're
testing it again, I guess, for the showdown on September 3rd. Which, if you're in town, man, there's your test right there.
Yeah. But like I said, I just haven't, unfortunately, with the travel, I haven't been able to as consistently work. These last 3 weeks I've been, around. Again, I'll be away for like a week, and again, so that's why it's been, challenging. But yeah, I mean, that's it. Just trying to break through. Like I've been in some movements, kind of been at a plateau. So.
Well, we've been focusing on it for the past 3 weeks now, so we've got another couple weeks.
We'll see where I hit. So,
but you travel quite a bit with when you go to other gyms and stuff. And how do you find their programming compared to ours? Like, how do you find their gym compared to ours?
Let's put it this way. I mean, the main thing that I've noticed is, as far as the workouts and whatnot, they've been pretty, similar, but I think, but similarly, to your point right there, they're like CrossFit gyms, so they do more like Olympic type lifting, that I've gone to. But the big difference is size, right? I mean, our gym is, fairly small. We have, give or take on any given day, a dozen people that, do the class. Like I go to Rock now in North Carolina quite often, and I started in one place that was kind of small actually, and then I tried a different one, CrossFit RDU, and that's, I guess, near the airport, and there must be like, that size of the gym must be like 10 times the size of Marble, and they have easily like 30-40 people working out. So it's just a different vibe, just because of the mayhem of the number of people. But I mean, as far as like I said, programming is a bit more on the kind of, we'll call it traditional CrossFit. Not to say that what you're doing is any different, but some of those strength movements,
no, but it is. I want it to be different. Like, I don't want it to be straight traditional CrossFit.
Yeah, exactly.
I want it to be a little bit more, I guess, a little bit more general, because I'm not training anybody for CrossFit. I'm training people for just build strength and general fitness.
Yeah, whenever I remember, I try to post, what workout, I did, and but I will say, I mean, the community, is very inclusive, right? I mean, so when I step in as a drop-in, people, some people will come by and say, hey, introduce themselves, and so you kind of feel welcome, and so kind of go back. But yeah, I mean, but the gyms are out there pretty good too. So just again, different, different people and different size.
What's been your favorite drop-in spot?
Probably the one in when I go to Raleigh, the new one that I found, CrossFit RDU. That's just the size and probably the most welcoming. Just the number of people that will just introduce themselves and find out more about you and so hey, next time you're in town, come on back. So
awesome. Yeah, I don't know where we went. We were that was South Carolina. Raleigh, I think I went to CrossFit Raleigh.
Oh, okay.
When I got my powerlifting cert, I think it was in CrossFit Raleigh or Raleigh CrossFit, whatever it was.
Yeah, I mean, whenever I go, I try to find, especially a new place. I try to find, a new place to go visit, and I specifically, make sure that I rent a car when I'm traveling so that I can, go there and come back and kind of get to work. So
yeah, awesome, Jan.
I even bring my gear with me. That's how nutty I get. So
you have to. I mean, listen. If you're away, you have to start your day off right. Most of the time, I'll just stay in the hotel gym if there is one and just move around a little bit. Yeah. But we're going now to San Diego and after Labor Day, so I'll probably work out at the CrossFit gym that's there, and then I'll probably see if I can drop into Bergner's garage and see how he's doing. Aaron's dad is good friends with him.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so I've been there every time we go out there, we go over there.
No, I don't know. I definitely kind of got used to working out with people, and so when I've had to go work out at like the hotel gym, like I retract back to like I don't really feel like doing this, or I don't have this motivation. So working out with others is
that's where I just sort of resort back to bodybuilding stuff and like. As simple as I can make it, I'm just going to move around a little bit for 30 minutes. And then, because if I'm away, I mean, what the hell else do I have to do? I mean, you're working, so it's different.
Yeah.
Most of the time, if I go away, I got nothing else to do. Let me just go find a gym and work out.
Yeah.
Kills an hour and a half.
I've done it once. Sometimes I'll just I'll do a home mod and I'll just do something in the hotel room because I end up getting more of a, sweat just following some sort of program rather than just going on an elliptical machine. And like, I hate running nowadays on treadmills. So I'd rather just go running outside and so I
usually hop on a bike for like 5 to 10 minutes just to move around and then grab dumbbells. And that's really it. That's what I did. I don't know. Last year we went to somewhere. Yeah. All right. Yeah. I got one last question for you.
Yeah.
What is your perfect day?
Yeah, I knew this one was coming. I watch what you ask. So I'm pretty I'm a basic person, right? So number one, perfect day, of course, working out and sweating, right? And creating a pool of water around me is the perfect sign that I put my heart into it. So anyway, so working out and afterwards it's really just a matter of friends, family, socializing, eating. I'm also a car guy, so if I had a perfect day, although I have a future goal, or not future but current goal of figuring out how I get a convertible, but I enjoy driving and kind of having the kind of being outdoors, in the car. So, driving around on some curvy road, with a little speed in it, and just hanging out with friends, family, and having a drink or two in the evening time. To me, that's a perfect day.
What's your go-to cocktail?
My go-to I tend to go to bourbon-based drinks, but I move it around. Like if anyone saw the bar I have, in here, you'd think I drink a little bit too much, but I just try different recipes, right? I find different cocktails, and I try to hold off for those on until Fridays and Saturdays. That's like my little gift, but I really don't have like old fashions, and I'll gravitate to, but it could be really anything. I just try different cocktails, and see what sticks around for the long term.
Depends on the time of year. Like I like Manhattan in the winter and like a gin and tonic or just a vodka club soda in the summer.
Yeah, and then actually in the summer, I especially like if we don't have a pool here, but like visiting friends, just do like Aperol spritz or different kind of prosecco based drink with different flavorings. Works out pretty good. Again for the summer, but you wouldn't drink that. At least I wouldn't in the winter. So.
All right, awesome, Jan. I appreciate you, man. Sounds like a great day to me. That's for sure.
Yeah. Driving around and eating and drinking.
Yes. On the Autobahn.
Yeah.
Did you go on that?
I did. Yeah. So yeah, we I don't know. I don't think we talked about it. Yeah. We the summer vacation this year was in Germany. And the number one reason I wanted to do Germany was get to experience the Autobahn. So I did that and I hit 142 miles an hour. With the family in the car, and they didn't kill me, and I didn't kill them.
Perfect.
So we're here to talk about it. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. It's like you drive on a public road right at that speed, not consistently certainly, but I would say
the car starts shaking, right?
No. I drove. It was a BMW, 5 Series that it handled it well. But again, it was a rental, so quite honestly, I didn't really trust the car. But if it was my car, I know how I maintain it and the tires and everything. The last thing you want to do is have, God forbid, a blowout right at that speed. Yeah, so it's like as it was, I think I took the car too close to its limits. So,
yeah, I think when I was there, I did. I got up to like 240 kilometers because I don't know that's what it was in.
Yeah. So kilometers, I hit 229. So you went a little bit more than
and it was for like a good 5-10 second sprint, and then I had to slow down because I was starting to get nervous.
Yeah.
And then I got
other cars coming up.
I got flipped off by a guy because I wasn't going fast enough. I was going 200. I was like, I don't know how fast I'm supposed to go. He went around me, flipped me off, and it's like,
going.
All right,
just go until you see someone in the rearview mirror, then move over the middle lane.
Yeah, I don't know what I tried to speed up, and then I got yelled at, but it was fun. It was definitely an experience for sure.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's a bucket list item. And I'm glad I added that to the bucket list. So
awesome.
Or took it off the bucket list, I guess.
Yeah, got it. Scratch that one off the list. Awesome. All right, Jan, I'm gonna let you get back to your day. Thanks for being on the MarbleCast, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you. It was fun.
Awesome. All right, age is inevitable, weakness is not. So get out there and lift some shit. We'll see you next time. Thank you. Thanks for listening to today's MarbleCast. We hope you enjoyed that episode. Check out the links in our description. You can follow us on all social media platforms, and I think there is a link for a free ebook on how to turbocharge your weight loss goals. All right, we hope you enjoyed that episode. We'll see you next time.